In a surprise move today, council member at large and mayoral candidate Erica Gilmore announced she's changed her mind and will now vote against the city's transit plan. She was part of the Nashville group that traveled to Seattle to learn from the city considered the model for modern U.S. transit. And some of those Seattle transportation officials are in town today. Traffic anchor Rebecca Schleicher sat down with one of them to talk about their experiences and the lessons learned.
If you commute to downtown Nashville, this is probably a familiar sight. But this city isn't Nashville. It's Seattle, a town that has successfully passed 3 major transit referendums.
Because the cost of doing nothing is so much extraordinarily higher.
Commute Seattle Executive Director Jonathan Hopkins is closely following Nashville's plan.
Putting trains where you haul lots of people, putting buses where you haul a little bit lower amount of lots of people, and connecting them all in a really thoughtful way at the neighborhood centers and in a downtown tunnel to get these things out of traffic. To me, it just sounds like best practices.
As you can tell, he's a fan, but not everyone is. Critics argue the 5 light rail lines cost too much and the massive bus expansion may not help congestion. Plus, it'll take up to 15 years to complete. Hopkins says Seattle fought that same battle over its light rail streetcar and commuter line.
This is pretty typical for opposition. They'll say it doesn't do enough, it does too much, it's too late to do something, so let's do nothing.
But while other cities are losing ridership, almost half of downtown Seattle workers now take transit to their jobs. Only 25% of people still commute by driving alone, so large businesses see the city as a place they can fit.
When the Amazon started booming, the train came just in time.
Hopkins admits some of their projects have gone over budget, something critics are quick to point out, but
your roof is leaking. It's leaking really bad. Do you say you're not going to replace your roof because you think the contractor might mismanage it?
He recommends Nashville fix its leaky roof.
Or you replace the roof and you manage the contractor well.
Before traffic brings the city's growth to a halt. Rebecca Schleicher, News Channel 5.
Thanks, Rebecca. Another council member against the city's plan, Robert Swope, told Rebecca he's debuting a plan of his own tomorrow. Stay with News Channel 5 for the latest on the growing list of alternative ideas, along with an in-depth look at the city's plan through Election Day. Early voting begins Wednesday.